I am getting colder these days as I get older. Is my circulation getting bad?
It's my blood pressure medication.
I'm just warm. I'm just always warm, which is wild because my hands are always so fucking cold.
Anthony, are you bragging and saying that you're hot?
Some people on the internet think so. And welcome back.
Hello.
Hello.
So glad to be here.
Welcome back to Season 2, Episode 3 of Beards and Sundries.
And you know what? I think I'll save that for later. Never mind. Keep going.
Oh, yeah. Save it for later.
I'll save it for later. I'm really edging on this joke.
Anticipation.
Well, guys, to get there, we have to welcome you back to another lunch break here at Beards and Sundries, the shop where three gay men with beards do inventory on a new sundry item in each episode.
I'm Jay, and like Old Man Winter, I too can blow, but not very well.
And I'm Anthony, and I've got 10 inches accumulating just for you.
Oh, so deep. And I'm Joe, that big Arctic blast that will cover you from head to toe. And today's sundry item is winter.
Winter is coming. And I finished.
Oh, I feel the snow flurries.
Oh, open your mouth. Catch them on your tongue.
Oh, only one snowball for Jay.
Oh, he'll throw it right at your face.
Oh, season 2 is the one testicle joke season. Good to know.
Oh, we've managed to get it in every episode.
Except you. You didn't get it in. Ah!
Well, that's right, Beardos. The fun part of winter is over, and now we trudge through the rest of this cold, dark, and dreary season. Today, we're going to chat about some of the fun parts of winter.
Joe, where can I find some winter sundries?
That's right. We've shifted around the entire store to reflect the season. So guys, if you're new to the show and you're wondering just what the hell a sundry is, the term comes from an old English word meaning odds and ends. Today, it's used mainly in retail to group together items that don't typically have a group of their own. So, as three very chilly gay men with beards, we are using the term to group together the entire range of topics that we cover.
Speak for yourself. I've never been chilly before in my life.
I am getting colder these days as I get older. Is my circulation getting bad?
It's my blood pressure medication.
I'm just warm. I'm just always warm, which is wild because my hands are always so fucking cold.
Anthony, are you bragging and saying that you're hot?
Some people on the internet think so.
Yes, and so do we, Anthony.
We think you're spicy hot.
So spicy that fresh ginger root is just spicy hot.
Just like a tortilla soup in the winter.
Why is it so spicy?
Why is that spicy?
It's the ball sweat.
Oh, that's just salty, not spicy.
The Fremunda cheese.
It's fermented.
God.
Joe, what's our first topic?
Well, that's right, guys. It's winter. It's still winter.
It's barely winter. God.
Yeah, we're just starting Oklahoma winter in January.
Yeah, which is just the most bipolar up and down roller coaster of weather there ever is. We're going to talk about some weather. Today, on my drive home, I drove home with the windows down and it was 71 degrees.
I did a Target pickup order with my windows down and enjoyed it.
I should have put my windows down. I'm in winter mode and I just didn't even think about it.
I know, I still also had my seat warmer on low, but I was like, what am I doing?
I put my seat warmer on because my back hurts all the time.
I think that's why I love this time of year most, is I can always have my seat warmer on and be like, my back feels great.
Hell yeah.
That's what I like about my current car is that I have seat heaters, but I also have seat ventilators, so like a seat cooler.
Ooh,
It's so
yeah.
great when it's not winter because like it's just so refreshing.
Your ventilated seats are like real legit. Like if you're not, you can feel the air movement. If even like
It's like an air hockey table where you can feel the air coming out of them.
yeah.
Blow me. Blow me, seats.
I want you to puck me so hard.
Oh yeah, just right in the middle.
Oh yeah. Bounce it in my hole.
I really hope we have listeners that are listening to this like in their car and they pull up to Target pickup and this is what the person walks up and hears.
Yes.
It's like, oh, put it in my hole.
It's like when I'm going through a drive-through and I'm listening to an audiobook and it's at a part where they're doing like descriptive sex scenes or something. I'm like, pause.
Like that TikTok where it's the girl that reads audiobooks, but it was like read in a Minnesota accent, and she's like, "Oh yeah, he looked at me with with sex in his eyes, and he said, "Oh, pull that down over your shoulder." Oh yeah, I'm gonna put that in.
It makes me think of that fucking Family Guy episode where it's the Midwestern woman. She's having sex. She goes, oh crap! Oh crap!
Oh yeah.
Oh my god. No, I think winter is probably my favorite season because it gets cold here, at least colder, and we get a little bit of a reprieve. I think I'd feel differently if we lived in somewhere that had actual cold, where I'd be like, okay, I like winter, but I really prefer like fall and spring because I can actually do stuff outside. But here it's basically
somewhere like Minnesota,
Minneapolis.
Our Minnesota friends just had a blizzard last week, and the pictures were so pretty, but that snow looked like it was serious, you guys. Are you guys okay?
But when you work from home, Joe, you don't have to go out in it.
And if you're someone like Jay and myself, who are very good at driving in adverse conditions, we'll be just fine.
If you're someone like me, who wrecks immediately, you won't.
In the garage with a flat tire.
That was one time.
I remember that. I will never forget that day after you two fender benders, and then I saw your phone number come up because COVID had just started, so you were working from home, and I saw your phone call come in, and I was like, "No fucking way, he's at home." And you said, "I have a flat tire," and I said, "How? You didn't drive over anything."
I had just gotten the car back, and I hadn't driven anywhere in over a week. I literally had not left the house, and yeah, I went to go get something. I couldn't remember what it was. I had to actually go outside and do something. And I was like, oh, shit.
Real life fact for you, Beardos, if your car's ever sitting for a while, you're probably going to want to start it up and drive it around at least once every week or so, because you run the risk of getting flat spots on your tires that will hurt your tires. You got to get your fluids moving through the car. Your gas can actually expire and become poisonous for the car. So if your car's ever sitting for a while, drive it at least once a week.
Your battery can actually go bad too, especially if you're in cold weather, because I know like up in the north area, stuff like that, especially when those like cold bomb cyclones or whatever come through, whatever they're called, the Arctic air, it gets so cold up there.
Arctic blast?
Yeah, it's Arctic blast.
Those cold bombs.
It's those chilly, willy-nilly.
You know when a bomb pop comes in,
when a bomb pop just goes right in there,
like when it's that cold, it'll kill your battery, and so you have to start your car like every few hours just to make sure that it's not running down.
You know, it's funny. After 2020 and 2021, where I wasn't driving hardly at all, in 2022, for the very first time in forever, I had to recharge my coolant in my car because my air conditioner was blowing hot air.
Jay, did you just get a message too?
I did. I was about to comment on it. We need to make sure we leave this part in so John doesn't feel offended that we left him out. John, we just got your text as we're recording this.
As we're recording this. And you didn't make the bingo card?
We just all got a group message from John Riley,
our HR representative.
What would we have put John Riley on what would we have put him on the bingo card?
John dresses as Robin Tunney for Halloween.
I could add another line so we can just add another random line to it when I print it out.
Since you're getting so much fiber this year, we could replace the free space. Instead of you pooping yourself, we could make it John Riley makes a false assertion about a movie that I know very well.
Damn, if you're going to fill out the entire card, just put that right on there
now. Oh, man. Thank you for adding content to this episode, John.
Yeah, we might actually change a bingo card just for you, just because you complained.
Just because you bitched.
And because we love you.
Oh, yeah, that too.
And because it's typically smart to do what HR says.
Yeah, we love them. Cool. Yeah.
Well, show a little text thread where it's him saying, I didn't make your bingo card.
I'm finally listening to the episode, which is 2 days late. I know you have Mondays off.
What? Oh, it's fucking Tuesday, John Riley.
We should put a square on there that John actually listens to it on time.
What are you doing in New York City? Are you just going down to your local bodega? He puts on his Georges to go to the bodega.
I can't hear the word bodega without thinking of the Birds, Bodega Bay.
I can't think about the word bodega without thinking about that one YouTube personality who is like making pancakes for brunch. And she's just like,
you go to your local bodega,
downing champagne. She's like, that's what brunch is for. So you get drunk in the morning.
My drunk kitchen.
And she's making mimosas, and she has like this like glass Pyrex measuring cup with like this much, like maybe a ½ inch of orange juice in it. And she goes, now write this down. And she pours it into the champagne bottles, and she goes, mimosas.
That's an older video. That's like 2009, I think.
3 cups of this shitty pancake mix. If you want to make them fancy, you go down to your local bodega and get some mixed nuts. I fucking love her.
But back when you were driving that little amount, that's when we kind of jokingly started calling it, instead of miles per gallon, we were calling it like days per gallon, because the Mustang was just sitting there. You were going to the office like maybe once a week or every 2 weeks just to be still relevant.
As that relates to winter, I have wrecked one Mustang 2 times in winter because of icy weather in Oklahoma. I wrecked once on my way to drill for the Army. It was a whole thing. Don't hate me too much. I regret it.
Too late.
I know. Anyways, I was young. I was stupid. I needed college tuition that I didn't even get. You needed
college tuition, which is sad that you had to go to that length to get college tuition in this country.
So I've actually wrecked 3 times total in the snow and ice. The first one was my 1994 Monte Carlo Z34.
Whoa!
4-wheel drive or no?
Oh, rear-wheel drive.
It had 4 wheels, but none of them drove.
I weighted down the trunk with my speaker system because I was a cool guy.
That kind of guy.
So I was on my way to drill. I decided to take a back road because I didn't want to drive on the main highways because nothing had been treated at all. And I was coming around a curve on 36th Street North, and I didn't turn. Like, my car just didn't turn. It just went straight. And I hit a ditch, and my car ramped the ditch and landed on some logs that had been, like, this tree had been cut down, and all the little, like, logs and stumps were there.
Holy
and it,
shit.
like, landed on top of it. That car escaped that accident with a bent left strut that I replaced, and it was fine.
That's it?
You caught air?
I caught air.
And you caught air
Yep.
and had a bent strut as the result. Nothing else.
Yep. A bent strut, and that was it. And I replaced the strut, and everything was good to go.
I have damaged my car more during a sneeze attack.
Well, they really don't build them like they used to, because I've seen a video of a new Chevy Tahoe that they tried to start it, and it fell off the axle.
Been there.
It was funny because that car, I was having some issues getting it to start and stay started. And since Oklahoma doesn't have vehicle inspections, I figured out it was an issue with my catalytic converter, and I just pulled that shit right off of there.
So listeners, if you're thinking of a state to move to and you have a shitty car, Oklahoma's your place to go because we just don't care. Drive whatever it is here.
Whatever it is that you want. If you want to drive the fucking Barbie Jeep on the highway, you can do it in Oklahoma. It doesn't
You can
matter.
do it. Nobody will ask you as long as you tag it.
Then my second wreck was in my Mustang. The first wreck that I had was on my way to drill, and I hit a patch of ice on the highway, and my car did a 180, and I ran into, they had plowed the road.
How fast?
I wasn't going super fast. I may have been going 25 or 30. So I run into that wall of like ice and runoff that they have because they plowed the roads, right? That stuff is just fucking solid.
Oh, yeah. It turns into a giant ice cube.
So it broke my bumper and it like tore a hole in it. A guy pulled over in his truck, pulled me out of that, and then I made it to drill on time.
What year Mustang? Was it like an 03 you said?
It was a 99.
With the big fat front bumper?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So it tore off. Well, it was supposed to do that though, right?
Just the portion in front of my passenger side front fender well. And then I got there and they were like, oh, we delayed drill until 10 a.m.
Oh, fuckers.
No way.
And then the last time it happened, our friend Chris was staying over with us, and he had to be somewhere, but it had snowed overnight and like gotten really bad. So we were taking my Mustang, which was the only car that we had at the time, on this back road because I couldn't make it out of our neighborhood. Because you remember that house that we lived in out off of like, what was it?
Way south of town.
Way south of town. You remember that house?
It's like 56th or something.
Yeah, something like that. And you remember that
where Joel got his Jeep stuck?
Yeah, exactly. You remember that hill?
I towed him out with that with my big old Suburban.
That was a different time for all three of us.
Oh, what a weird time that was.
Wow, we were really all in different places.
I barely even knew any of you.
God, it was a really different time for all three of us.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
But I couldn't make it up that hill to get out of the neighborhood to go to the main highway. So I tried to take a back road. And then same thing. The car did a 180, ended up in the ditch. And so I had to call a tow truck to get it out. It scraped a little bit of the passenger side. The car was fine.
I swear to God, Oklahoma has this weird affinity for the Ford Mustang. Like, every teenager has one. When I moved to Stillwater, they were a dime a dozen. They're invincible. Like, there's parts for them everywhere. They're super cheap to work on. They're everywhere. And they're terrible in the snow and ice.
It's funny. So I grew up in Kansas, and I was taught how to drive on ice because for some reason in these states, it's always ice first, snow layered over that. So every time the road's always terrible. And so it rains first, freezes, and then all of a sudden turns into snow. So that's what always happens. And my first bad experience was shortly after I bought a Honda Element. And I did not realize that the person who owned it before me kept overinflating the tires. So the middle of them were just completely like bald. And the exterior of them looked brand new. And so I am in my first year of college, and I'm like, I'm going to go to Walmart because I'm used to driving in this. And I get in my car and I'm taking back roads because at the time I thought that's intelligent. And I take a turn on this side road, and my car just, after I make the turn, just keeps turning. And I start doing like this little spin in the middle of the road. And I'm just like sitting there going, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And I'm turning and I'm shifting my car into neutral and drive so that the wheels will stop trying to power because there was no traction whatsoever. And I was on a side street with cars parked on both sides and managed to do a 360 in the middle of the road without hitting a single car. And I felt like such an expert driver. And so, yeah.
I feel like if that happened nowadays, someone would have been videoing you from inside their house, and they would have put that Tokyo Drift song from Fast and Furious over it, like, and the line in Tokyo, like, and it would have gone viral.
Looking back, I swear to God, that would have happened. Like, that is what runs through my head because it felt so surreal how that did not go wrong.
It happened so fast.
It was weird. And then the other bad experience I had was when I had my Cadillac CTS, which was a rear wheel drive car. And I had left my parents on after Thanksgiving, and we had an ice storm come through. And as I was driving, it just, oh God, it dumped so much sleet. And I was probably 25 miles from my parents' house. And it just, I mean, I can't begin to tell you how bad it was. And I was to the point where I didn't have my foot on the gas. I was just coasting on the road. And I was like, I cannot drive clear from a 3-hour drive like this. I don't know how bad it's going to be for how long. So I ended up coming up to a gravel road that I was going to turn off on. And at a quarter mile ahead of time, I started just tapping my brake, and I still slid for a quarter mile past that intersection.
A quarter
on
mile
the road. It was insane. I had to back up, let it coast. It was insane. I've never experienced slippery roads like that. And then I had to take gravel roads clear back to my parents' house.
Coast. You're gonna fucking die.
Because I was like, I can't wreck this car. I can't do it.
It was a red Cadillac, right? Did I remember that correctly?
That was a black one.
That was a black one. Oh, that was Chad's friend who had the red Cadillac.
He didn't have a red Cadillac. He had a red Lexus SC 430.
That's right. Yeah.
That was the gayest shit I've ever seen in my life. It's the gayest car of them all.
I loved that car.
I'm naming it now. Lexus SC 430, gayest car of all time.
Yeah. Yep.
And that's exceeding like the Nissan Leaf. And no, I'm kidding.
Because it's a terrible top.
I mean, one time we went to stay in Eureka Springs for our anniversary, and we drove my Mustang up there. I had a 2011 Mustang at the time.
Oh, I loved that Mustang. That was my favorite Mustang you had.
It was a great car. I loved that car.
I liked that one a lot.
And we drove it up there because it was going to be like, it's nice to like drive through the little windy roads all the way up there. We didn't realize that they had a snowstorm coming.
No, we didn't.
About the time we were supposed to leave. And we got snowed the fuck in. Didn't we have to stay for it? No, we'd already planned an extra day.
Yeah, thank God.
We had to walk to the grocery store to get food because we couldn't get the parking lot for the cabin we were staying at had like a big hill that you had to get up to get out of it. And we couldn't get out.
And they didn't even treat it.
Yeah, couldn't get out. So we had to walk to the grocery store. We got there and they were like, hey, we're about to close. And I was like, we walked here. Could we just grab a few things real quick? Like, I know you guys are closing due to weather, but we had to like walk like a mile and a half.
I was like grabbing stuff for sandwiches, like, what a romantic getaway. Ah!
The Eureka Springs tree houses are one of my favorite places to go. They're so nice.
Definitely.
It was maybe like $150 a night to stay in this tree house.
Your own personal tree house.
It's like a studio. You have like a hot tub that's in there.
Indoor hot tub.
Indoor hot tub. You've got like a fireplace, a balcony that faces the woods. It doesn't face anything but woods. King size bed.
A little kitchenette.
Kitchenette. And I put on there that we were coming there for our anniversary. And they had a big happy anniversary sign hung up above the hot tub. And they had left us like a gift basket of like snacks and stuff and they had a little note that said, happy anniversary, Anthony and Joe. Thank you so much for staying with us.
Which I got to give them props because this was what, Anthony, like 2017?
Something like that. But Eureka Springs is a pretty progressive town.
It's very progressive, and it was also Arkansas, and I was very impressed.
Yeah. Eureka Springs is a little bit different.
Well, my very first encounter with some winter weather driving, and I'll leave this up for my parents to fact check as we watch this at a later date, because I was an infant. We were driving, I want to say we were driving north to visit family in New England, and we were in our Nissan Stanza wagon, very fancy family hauler back in the late 80s, and it had sliding doors on both sides, so it was a godsend for our family because we had a one-car garage. We're driving up on the highway, we hit a patch of black ice, start to slide. My father's controlling the car very well. They look over to the left, a Nissan pickup slides past them, facing them this way. Headlights just pass by, keep sliding. They keep sliding, they're about to hit something, slow down a little bit, and they hit, I want to say it was a trailer in front of them, and it was a tow hitch. And luckily, it just damaged the grill on the front of the car. And my sister, who was 10 at the time, was kind of like scared, shaken up. I was just in my little car seat. And then that was my first encounter with sliding on ice on the highway with my family in our little family suburban hauler up to New England for the holidays. Mom and Dad, let me know how accurate that was.
We rolled an Oldsmobile once when my sister was driving in high school, and that was my first car accident. I was asleep in the back seat.
Holy shit!
I was in the back seat. We hit black ice, and I was asleep in the back seat, not buckled in.
Jesus Christ!
Oh my god, that explains a lot, Jay.
Right?
Oh, did they they put you asleep in the back seat, but they brought some of the chat pile with them? So that's what you were sleeping on in the back seat?
Oh my god.
We were hauling a trailer of chat behind our Oldsmobile.
And you were just in it. They just put you in the chat.
It rolled over and I landed in the whole pile that spilled everywhere.
You were like the baby Jesus, but you were swaddled up in a manger of chat.
Swaddled in chat. Oh my god.
Oh my god. God, now I want to go stay in a treehouse.
I know. I was like, this seems fun. I want to go do this now.
You should. It is a super romantic getaway.
You know what? Another winter driving story that could have been. We actually had reserved a getaway at one of the Hobbit caves at Eureka Springs tree houses, and it was going to be super fun. Was it for our anniversary?
It was for our anniversary. It was this year, wasn't it?
It was, yes, this past year.
Or last year. It was last year, yeah.
Yeah. And we were going to drive up there, and a snowstorm was coming, but I was like, whatever, we got this. I've driven in snow before. They email me. I'm like, whatever, it's fine. It's going to be fine. The day of, I had time off approved from work. They call me in the morning and they say, hey, it's going to get really nasty up here. They've already shut some stuff down. And I was like, I think we'll be okay. We're going to head up there in a couple hours. Hang up the phone. Another call comes in like 2 hours later, like 2 o'clock. We're about to get on the road. Hey, we're shutting down. A couple employees who have like Jeeps and SUVs couldn't even make it to work today. And I was like, fuck. Like, really? Like, I've spent this money and made this reservation. Luckily, they refunded my entire reservation and they offered to rebook us. And I was like, I appreciate it. I can't rebook right now. Just refund me for now. And I promise we'll book in the future. So at least they did that. That was nice of them. But it was disappointing. But, I guess I'm glad that we didn't have to make the white knuckle drive all the way up there.
Yeah, it was just super sad because, like, the Hobbit Cave is it.
Those get booked quickly.
They're hard to nail down, especially, like, on a specific time of the year. Like, they're super cool. If you're looking for a fun, wintry getaway, go to Eureka Springs. Rent a treehouse.
Another fun time we drove in the snow was we went to Estes Park, Anthony, and we took I leased a 2015 Scion XB because it was the last model year because Toyota was discontinuing Scion as a brand, so they were dissolving it. So I leased one, and we drove up to Estes Park for, was it?
It was an anniversary.
Our anniversary, I believe, and snow hit once again because it was the Colorado Mountains. And so we drove up and we did great. There wasn't really snow then yet. And then some snow happened while we were there and we kind of got around just fine.
It wasn't bad. It was like a light snow.
The Scion XB was a front-wheel drive cube on wheels that had the same engine and powertrain as a Toyota Camry. So it was a fucking workhorse. Amazing car. Zippy, easy to park, tons of legroom, cargo room. Amazing car. I miss that car. We drove back and a huge storm hit Interstate 70, which is the main thoroughfare that comes all the way from Denver down to Kansas, which then you take south to Oklahoma.
You hit Salina and then hit 35 and go south.
So all the on-ramps, they started to shut them down and they were closing the highway. So we first tried to get off and get into a hotel. Fully booked, packed parking lot. I was like, fuck. So we decided to get onto this country road that went south. And I was like, you know what? Let's just try to take these back roads and go south all the way down to the panhandle of Oklahoma, and then we'll just go all the way across back to Tulsa. So I was like, cool, great, it's fine. So we start.
I was too stressed to be blessed.
The Scion had this giant front chin that started to act as a snowplow. And I hit a couple of drifts at like 60. And after I would hit one, we'd start to kind of like drift a little bit, but then I would feel it catch back and I'd be like, all right, don't overcorrect. Don't hit that mailbox. All right, we're doing great, Anthony. Everything's fine. And he was just staring straight down. I was like, everything's great. And then we finally got far enough south that we were out of the thick of it. And we pull over to like wipe the snow off the car. And I get to the back of the car. It is caked in snow. Like you couldn't even see the back window, the license plate, the lights. I had to like start like dragging snow off the back of the car. But then after that, it was fine. And that was probably the most challenging time that I've had driving in the snow. And I hope, I hope forever it's the last one, because that was just insane.
We stayed at a lodge in Estes Park, which, by the way, Jay, go to Estes Park. Listeners, Beardos,
okay,
go to Estes Park. You gotta go at least once in your life. It is the most gorgeous place I have ever been in these United States. It's right next to Rocky Mountain National Park. It is like 9,000 feet elevation. It's beautiful. There is nothing not good about it.
Sorry, I just thought of a meme I saw this week.
Okay, great. Jay's really checked into the podcast today, you guys.
Well, when you said elevation, my brain went to this meme where it's like, Jack from Titanic was such an idiot. He screamed on the front of the ship, "I'm on top of the world," when he was literally on a boat in the ocean, which is scientifically the lowest measurement of elevation in the world.
Fun winter fact for you video files. Jack froze to death.
What?
Yes. He froze to death because he wasn't allowed to hang out on Joe, because Joe's the door, remember?
Oh, no, honey. I said, you're going down. I'll never forget you. Oops.
I did forget you, though, for 84 years.
Oh, she's like, I suddenly happened to remember whenever I saw a picture of my tits on the news. Oh, yeah, a man drew that of me.
Just the one boob.
A tit with some necklace.
And that giant-ass necklace that Brittany was like, oh, you went down and got at the bottom of the ocean. Oh, you shouldn't have.
Well, baby, I swam down and got it for you.
I swam down over 2 miles.
Oops,
Oops, I died of compression. I swam down too far. Didn't have a scuba suit. Ooh, baby, baby.
Didn't have the proper gear.
So now that we've shared some experiences of our trekking through the snow, and that all of our Minnesota friends are now laughing at us.
I know.
These idiots.
We're going to now shift focus to our next topic about winter. I want to talk about some winter fashion.
Ooh,
love it.
We've already talked about Ugg boots, so we can't go back to Ugg boots.
I love winter fashion because I can hide all my frump a little bit easier. I also...
That's right.
...have stocked up on adorable coats, and I have some very cute coats that I get complimented on a lot, and I just love winter wear. It's my fave.
Y'all remember in 2009 when the pea coat was big? Like the big black pea coat from Old Navy?
Yes.
Definitely had the dark charcoal gray.
Winter fashion's so fun. Just cover everything up.
I grow my hair out in the winter, as you can see, if you're watching the vodcast.
She's getting wavy, guys.
Do you also whip it back and forth?
Not usually, because it doesn't really go anywhere.
Oh, wow. You should probably do something with that.
Wow, look how greasy his hair is.
Damn.
Hey, it's because there's the sea salt spray in it right now, and I probably sweat in it today.
Oh. Even his hair is salty, you guys.
Just like my personality.
I kind of wanted to talk about 90s a little bit because I've seen the emerging trend of the 90s coming back. And I'm thinking about like 90s fashion, but 90s winter fashion. So like, not so much Jinko jeans or anything like that, or like etnies, but like How would you tie 90s fashion into winter fashion now? Kind of like the long sleeve, like the Josh Hartnett, like the long sleeve t-shirt with the short sleeve t-shirt over it? Or like, what would you kind of go to?
So buffalo check, big like outer layer, underneath grunge long sleeve tee. So you think like, okay, I've got like it's like Korn, or I've got like some sort of band on my shirt, or, you know, movie or something like that. Like very grunge feeling. That's where it's at.
Kind of like what they were all wearing in The Faculty.
Yeah. Josh Hartnett.
I'm going to make us Beards and Sundries t-shirts, and then we have we should do a photo shoot where we have a Beards and Sundries t-shirt, and then we find yellow and blue plaid and pull it over it.
Hell yeah.
And then a denim jacket. Hey Jay, Anthony's gone. You want to talk some shit?
Oh my god, let's talk some shit. Did you see his hair today?
Yeah, it's so
my god.
Short. He's not even growing it out.
Is he trying to copy me or something like that? I just want him to know that I have a little bit of curl to mine, and that's what matters. Because that's what's in right now. In.
So in.
God. You know, that man actually still has 2 testicles and can't even beat me, so what a fucking loser.
What? I want to talk some more about food. We talked about autumn food a few episodes back. Now it's time to talk about some winter food, because a lot of it is very similar. Jay, good news. I just talked some sources over here, and soup is still in, baby.
And I fucking love soup.
I am a comfort food junkie. I love comfort foods of every variety. I love comfort foods. I love comfort foods from like every different culture. I love like tikka masala. I love butter chicken. I love pasta with a good like ragu. I love
carbs,
comfort foods. Give me a chicken fried steak. Give me, well, not shrimp and grits because I'm not a grits person, but you know,
sauces, cream, dairy,
noodles.
Yeah, and
bread.
This is the time of year for it. I love a carb, and I feel like this is the season of carbs because you can eat all of these things that are heavy and hot. And it's fine because you're not like, you know, also melting at the same time. Like in summer, I love a good kebab.
Which I am also heavy and hot.
Right, exactly.
And usually melting.
And it sucks because I'm trying to cut back my shitty eating. And so I'm doing healthier stuff. So thankfully, I have things like, I love Italian wedding soup. I think it's an amazing soup.
It's great.
I appreciate to make that one. I have converted my, I do a 1-pot spaghetti, and I've converted that to a vegetarian dish.
Ooh.
And basically what's happening is you just
like squash and...
I do mushroom, onions, and bell peppers, and I saute them. And then I put in, I don't remember the name specifically, but I put in that San Marzano or whatever tomatoes in the big yellow can. That's what it is. And I put those in there, and I mush them up, and then I add like chicken stock, and I get it to a boil, and then I pour in wheat noodles.
Oh, okay.
And so basically what's happening is the noodles are absorbing the tomato sauce and flavor.
That makes sense. Yeah.
So that way it's just one pot and it absorbs it all. And then whenever you eat it later, you can literally just scoop it out. And I don't usually do like spaghetti noodles. I do like bow tie or anything that's a little bit easier.
Rotini.
That was my next one. I was like, rotini makes me happy. And
garden rotini, the tricolor rotini,
yes. So it's a favorite dish I like to make.
So I love a good, it's just pasta. Pasta is comfort food for me, so making it from scratch. But I like the way you're making it. What I'll usually do is I will boil the noodles in water, like a good salty, like sea. It should taste like the ocean.
Salt it like the ocean.
And boil it in there, and then I'll reserve some of the water, and I will drain the noodles when they're just prior, like maybe 2 minutes before al dente. And I'll take that reserved water, put it in my sauce, and finish the noodles in the sauce.
Yeah.
So that they both get that salt content, but then they also get the flavor of the sauce, and it really adheres to them. And
yeah.
Oh my God.
I have a couple tricks to mine that are kind of my little thing that I do that just makes the flavor pop perfectly. And so even as leftovers, it's even better. And I just appreciate not having to make so many dishes of food.
Yeah, that is I get it. I'm really bad about that. I'm the person who will grab like 7 different like utensils and pans and shit to make dinner.
I mean, I literally just made a lemon cheesecake this weekend, and that takes like half of my cabinet of dishes, but it's delicious.
So we actually got, and I think what we're going to end up doing more often this winter is we got a pizza oven.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, so Joe's sister sent us a pizza oven. Actually, Joe got me a pizza oven plus like griddle plus grill top all in one. And then he was telling his sister about it, and she was like,
I called my family. It was like the Christmas phone call.
Can you get the money back?
And she was like, can you return it? And I was like, what?
So she sent us a pizza oven, and I haven't gotten to try it yet, but it gets up to like 1140 degrees. So I'm really excited to try it. But we were kind of expecting it on Friday. So I made pizza dough on Friday.
And I texted her and I was like, hey, any chance that that's arriving today? Asking for a friend. And she checked she checked the tracking info, and she was like, fuck, it says it's getting there on Monday now. I'm so sorry. And I was like, oh, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
So we didn't eat pizza on Friday, but I had the dough, and I let it sit in the fridge overnight. And so we ended up making pizza on Saturday evening with us and Joel.
Just baked it in the oven.
When I have time, that's kind of something I enjoy doing, is making homemade pizza. And I love to make the homemade crust, the homemade pizza sauce, and just customizing it. I really appreciate that. I don't do it often, but I love it.
Well, we're going to be doing it more often because now we have a pizza oven, and I really want to try that thing out. In fact, I'm thinking we might do that on Friday.
Maybe we'll bring it down next time we come visit, or we'll have to have you come visit.
By the way, I'm going to be in Tulsa in May for sure, because I will be going to Lizzo.
You fucking bitch.
I'm coming with 2 other friends, and we haven't made plans yet, so.
Well, we're going to the Savannah Bananas at the end of May as well for our anniversary, because they're coming to Tulsa.
I'm going to make time to come see you regardless of what happens, but so you may meet my friend. You may meet Kayla.
Oh my God.
The Kayla?
The Kayla.
From the Christmas party? Well, is it time for commercial?
I think it's time for a commercial.
I think it is.
And now for a word from our sponsor, Dragr, the gay winter ride-sharing service.
It's 15 minutes before the bar is closing, and you've got nobody to go home with. And it's unsafe to travel alone. Well, fret no more. Dragr is here for you. All of the drag queens that entertained you for your whole evening will now drive you home. So stand back and chain up, and they'll drag you home. Literally. You're drunk, so it won't matter. But the back seats are only for fabulous makeup and dresses, not for a drunk slob like yourself. And since it's cold, road rash will warm you right up. If you insist on riding in the car, just bend over and slide on in, and they'll give you a good push. That's Dragr, the service you'll probably use with the other app that we aren't affiliated with, but sounds familiar each time I say Dragr. Dragr, the gay rideshare service you'll always remember.
Well, you know, guys, when I just need to be dragged back home, I just throw a chain around my ankle and just let them do the rest.
I actually had to call them last winter because I was mortified to get to the store, and it was absolutely fabulous. Period.
You know, I just slid right in. And so did they.
When I see one snowflake fall on the ground, I call it Dragr so they can drag me wherever my fat ass needs to go.
They think I'm the snowflake, but really, I'm getting through all the snowflakes with Dragr.
I get in the car and I'm like, to the gay bars, because I can't miss them even during this weather.
Oh, that's right. And then I say, hey, let me also go to my cell phone carrier because I have a billing question that can't wait or be done over the phone.
And of course, I need to go to Starbucks because I need an iced coffee because I can't drink hot coffee in the wintertime even.
A white chocolate mocha sounds great.
They pull up and they're like, I have a Dragr order. And they're like, the name. And it's like, Queef W.
Queefonda.
Oh my God.
Do we have something to check out or is it game time?
No, I have something to check out for once. Finally, for once in my life.
Wow, finally.
Hey, I've had like 2 things to check out.
Don't worry, I finally made up a game, so I can't judge.
This one is actually pretty relevant because we've been talking about mental health and self-improvement a little bit in this time of the year. And so I want people to check out the Cathy Heller podcast. You can go to don'tkeepyourdayjob.com. So Cathy Heller is a musician and songwriter and a mother of 3. And she is a sort of self-help guru would be the right way to put it. She helps to teach people how to monetize doing the things they love. And that's what her entire brand is about. She has a podcast called The Cathy Heller Show, which I listen to. She also has a book called Don't Keep Your Day Job, which I have read, and you should absolutely read it, especially if you have passion projects that you're looking for. And she teaches
Coke.
Yeah, Coke. So she talks a lot about like the steps that you need to take, getting past the need for motivation, working past having to feel motivation to work on these things and just starting to work on them and taking the steps that you need to incrementally to do these things. She talks about how the people who are very successful in doing whatever their creative projects are generally successful just because they do it more often than other people. They're successful because they sit down and they make time for it. Right.
Right.
And so her original book, of course, Don't Keep Your Day Job, is very much about that. It's not necessarily about quitting your day job so much as it is about focusing on those passion projects and putting those,
like retraining your focus.
Yeah, seeing that day job as like
a means to an end.
Exactly. Yes. And I love her podcast. She has different people on who have contacted her in different ways, like via the Facebook group or whatever social media platform that she's been contacted on, who have done something outside of the box. So like, let's say I publish my book this year and I reach out to her and I say, hey, Cathy, I was listening to your podcast. It really helped me to get motivated to finish editing my book and to get it published. And I got it published. She has those type of people on her pod. Like, what did you do differently? What did you change? What were the things that you did?
So she brings them on to tell their story.
Exactly. It's like,
that's interesting.
Yeah.
I like that.
And she makes 6 figures doing that, but also like teaching music still. So she has like music classes on different places like Coursera and things like that. So she's taken her passion for music and songwriting and monetized it in a way that lets her keep doing it and focusing on it and also live her life.
Huh.
Yeah.
Good for her.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You have me convinced.
Well, and she's a fellow ginger, so we gotta look out for each other.
Well, then I guess we have to support her.
Yeah. So go to don'tkeepyourdayjob.com and check her out.
That's the name of the podcast, right?
The podcast is called The Cathy Heller Show.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, the book is called Don't Keep Your Day Job, but her website is don'tkeepyourdayjob.com.
So much to write down. I have so many things to check out.
A full basket of things to check out.
What do you guys think about going to a game?
Ooh, yes.
Game time.
Okay, Joe, Jay, are you ready for a game?
Ready.
I hope so.
This is a game I'm calling Inches, Real or Fake?
Yours, fake.
Hey! I mean, 10 is unrealistic. That's not true.
But 9 3/4, Harry Potter.
I'm not going to spread lies about my penis.
I'm just going to spread cheeks about that penis.
Back to the game. This is a game where I am going to give you the name of a state and the inches of the record snowfall they have experienced. And you have to decide if I am telling you the truth or if I, much like many men, am lying about my inches.
Well, you're a man, so I'm going to assume everything's a lie.
Probably smart. We're going to start with the state of Alaska. Alaska experienced a record snowfall of 62 inches in December of 1955, as recorded by the Thompson Pass Weather Station. Are those real inches, or am I lying?
Real.
I'm going to say lie.
Ooh, sorry, Jay. Those 62 inches were very real. Alaska's record snowfall is 5 feet 2 inches.
That's 5 feet.
Because you got so specific, I was like, surely it's like 59 or something like that, really close. And so I was like, I'm going to say lie.
The state of Iowa experienced a record snowfall of 48 inches in March 6th of 1959. Are those real inches, or am I lying?
I think you're lying.
Iowa.
Don't look it up. Get away from your keyboard.
Oh, no. Sorry, I'm not Googling.
His answer is Iowa.
I'm gonna say it's true.
So sorry, Jay. Iowa's record snowfall is 21 inches in Fayette Weather Station is where that was recorded at.
They're close enough to a lake that I was like, maybe they got some sort of like lake effect of some sort. So I was like,
Sorry, Jay. Not even in the cold ice age of the 50s did they get 4 feet of snow.
Hang on, I gotta start tallying up these points, I suppose.
I think Anthony's just being bitter because he lost my game last week.
Can you imagine? I'm out here I'm just making this all up. And Jay doesn't fact check anything, so I can get away with it.
What am I, a Republican? Why would I fact check?
That's because you're a Republican. You didn't need to fact check anything. Oh.
No, I'm not anymore. Don't tell anyone.
Okay. Delaware experienced a record 25 inches in February 19th, 1979 at the Dover Weather Station.
False.
I'm going to say it's false. I don't think that's their record. I think their record's higher.
Me too.
I'm sorry. But in fact, Delaware's record snowfall is 25 inches.
Fuck. Really?
That's actually less than I ever anticipated.
I know. I actually was kind of surprised.
Joe, you should know you shouldn't pick mine because I'm just constantly wrong.
Yeah, you're right. God damn it.
Here's a fun one. The state of Pennsylvania recorded a record 26 inches on March 20th, 1958 at the Morgantown Weather Station. False indeed.
False.
It was, in fact, 38 inches.
They've had more. Yeah.
I was like, it has to be more. I finally got one.
The state of West Virginia experienced a record snowfall of 33 inches on December 29th, 1967 at the Alpena Weather Station.
True.
False.
So sorry, Joe, that is in fact true.
I know.
uh,
You're welcome, Jay. I gave you a point.
That's actually why I picked true, because I was like, Joe says false, and I was like, I have to go against him now.
Right. The good old snowfall of the Alpena weather station that we all grew up with and loved so much.
This is for scientific purposes, you bitch. Anyways, true or false, the state of Kansas experienced a record snowfall of 33 inches on March 14th, 1896 at the Columbus 6 Northwest weather station.
Are they recording yet? Oh.
Yes.
So true.
I was like, they were recording in the late 1800s.
So sorry. The record was, in fact, 25 inches, not 33 inches.
Really?
What the fuck, Jay?
You should know you go opposite if the person from the state feels comfortable.
You live and you learn.
Here's a good one. The state of Massachusetts experienced a record 29 inches on April 1st, 1997 from the Natick weather station.
False.
Natick?
Natick. It was Natick, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, just so you're aware, the only thing that could be false about these are the inches. That's the whole point.
Just like Grindr. Got it.
Just like what any man tells you at all about their penis.
Okay, but Jay, what did you say? You said false?
I said false.
Then I'm going to say true.
So sorry. Jay, it is in fact true. Massachusetts has a record snowfall of only 29 inches, which is actually pretty surprising to me.
Can I hear the score? I want to know how terrible I am at this.
Right now, the score.
Sad about how bad I'm doing, actually.
No, you guys are actually doing pretty good. The score is Joe 4, Jay 2. You're not too far off.
I'm only doing twice as good? Oh.
I'm only double as great?
I may not be a mathematician, but I can do basic shit.
Well, the next two I think you'll find a little fun. The state of Colorado experienced a record snowfall of 63 inches on December 4th, 1913 from the Georgetown weather station.
False.
That's tough. True.
So sorry. Jay, it is in fact true.
Jay, you were right. I'm doing great. Thanks.
Colorado's record snowfall beats Alaska's by 1 whole inch, which is a lot in gay culture.
It is. But only after you've met up.
Well, actually, it's a lot in anal culture.
You know, Jay, you gave me a great strategy for winning this game, and I can't thank you enough.
Okay. Florida experienced a...
False.
Okay. I haven't decided if I was going to lie yet or not, but okay.
Oh, you're deciding as you read it?
Yeah. I decide in real time. This isn't pre-made. Yeah. Don't be a bitch.
Too late.
I'll give you another chance here. Florida experienced a record snowfall of 4 inches on March 6th,
False.
1954 at Milton Experimental Station.
I feel like it just snowed there last year. But I think it's true.
So sorry. Jay. So sorry, Jay. It is in fact true. Florida's record snowfall is 4 inches. So sorry, Florida. You have the smallest snowfall of everyone.
Guys, if you can't tell, in high school, I was the guy that always picked C. In high school, I was always the guy that picked C whenever I couldn't think of an answer.
On December 21st, 1929, the state of Texas experienced a record snowfall of 24 inches. at the Clifton 9 East weather station?
False.
True.
So sorry, Jay. That is in fact true. He's been guessing false the whole time.
I thought I would get at least one more, but you won't fucking lie about anything else.
On February 28th, 1998, the state of North Dakota experienced a record snowfall of 49 inches in from the Amadon weather station.
False.
It is, in fact, false.
They'd have more, and only 98?
What do you think it is?
From 98? 7 feet.
What do you think, Jay?
What'd you say, 49 inches?
49 inches.
And I'm supposed to guess what was accurate? And we're talking North Dakota.
Take a guess. Roundabout. Yeah.
56 inches.
The record for snowfall in North Dakota is, in fact, 24 inches.
That's all?
I over doubled that.
Okay. 2 more, then we're done. On March 14th, 1973, South Dakota experienced a record 47 inches of snowfall, as reported by the Deadwood weather station.
True.
False.
So sorry, Jay. It is in fact true.
Jet streams are a bitch, baby. I bet it went right down south in North Dakota and went whoop right up South Dakota's asshole.
This is starting to feel like that game of guessing companies based off their logos. And I'm just like watching Joe answer them all.
Very last one. On February 21st, 1971, Oklahoma experienced a record snowfall of 36 inches as reported by the Buffalo weather station.
True.
False.
So sorry, Jay. It is in fact false.
I knew it. When I said true, I was like, I know this is false. This is going to be false.
Is that makes the winner of our game, who most accurately guessed all the inches, Joe, with a score of 10 versus Jay, who scored a whole 3.
Oh my god, so close, Jay.
Yeah. Joe, do you have user submitted game for us?
I sure do. You guys, remember a few weeks ago when we did Bring It to Ring It from our friend, our well-loved Beardo Kyle?
Oh, hi, Kyle. Hi, Jenny.
He submitted a classic Fuck, Marry, Kill.
Ooh.
Kyle has submitted 3 big muscle daddies, and we are going to pick
Yay.
our Fuck, Marry, Kill from the 3 of them.
Oh, no. I have such a hard time with that. I love muscle daddies.
So, here we go. Our 3 muscle daddies. For Fuck, Marry, Kill, Satan from South Park.
Okay.
Powdered Toast Man from Ren and Stimpy.
Okay.
And Swole SpongeBob from SpongeBob SquarePants. So I'll go first while you guys do your choices, because I had the severe misfortune of reading this Fuck, Marry, Kill first. Thanks so much, Kyle. Appreciate it. So I'm going to fuck Satan from South Park, because I think it'd be fun. He's big, he's red, he's got a muscle bear physique, and then I wouldn't have to deal with the drama because he's kind of whiny. He's kind of needy. He needs a lot, and then just throw him to the curb. Then I'm going to marry Swole SpongeBob because he's got a steady job. He's got a house. He's a good cook. He has steady income, and he's just, a solid, great guy. and we'd be under the ocean. And then I'm going to kill Powdered Toast Man because he's weird, you guys. He flies backwards. He probably went to the Capitol riots. No one knows where he was that day. No one's heard of him for a while. And I'm just going to leave it at that. That's it for me. Thanks.
I am ready. Do you want me to go next?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, I'm going to go in the order of fuck, marry, and kill. And I am absolutely fucking Powder Toast Man. Did you see that booty? It is worth it.
Nice. It is worth it. Yes, thank you.
I am like, get in there. Anyways, and then I'm going to marry. This was a little iffy for me. I'm going to marry Lucifer, which is Satan from South Park. He seems soft and sensitive, even though he has this gruff image. And I'm always like, oh, look for that red flag. And he's full of red. So anyways, and then kill SpongeBob. SpongeBob, I'm tired of SpongeBob. I can only carry him in little bits, and I can't do anything else with him. And can you imagine fucking that, though?
Yeah, so actually, thank you, Jay, because I think you just hit on exactly the things that I was thinking.
Exactly.
Fuck Powdered Toast Man. Because you want to talk about a gay sexual awakening when I was a kid?
Oh my God.
Powdered Toast Man was it.
I just refreshed it whenever I Googled him.
I saw it and I was like, I just remember thinking there was something about it, but I couldn't quite figure out what. And now I know.
How do I do that?
I know exactly how I will do that vigorously.
Now, as a grown man, I'm like, I know how to do that.
And then I am going to marry Satan for very similar reasons. Like, I feel like being the co-king of hell would be kind of cool. It doesn't seem so bad down there, actually. Like, things aren't so terrible like you make them out to be. Also,
he's got some bad friends, but so what?
Right, but I could also go down there and I could torture Ronald Reagan and Nancy Reagan.
And Jim Inhofe.
Big plus. Yeah, exactly. When he dies.
Because he'll be down there with you.
Yeah. He'll be in super hell. So that'll be fun. I'll get to live all of my, like, Doom, the video game franchise fantasies and go and kill all these celebrities that I hate. And then I'm definitely going to kill Swole SpongeBob. I just cannot imagine marrying or fucking that thing. It just, the noise alone annoys the fuck out of me. Sorry, SpongeBob. You are funny and I do love your show, but like, no, you're not relationship or one night stand material.
I've really got to stop going first. Damn.
Why do we make really great points?
Yeah.
I mean, come on. Those are the obvious choices. I was a little stuck between like...
I may or may not have Googled Powdered Toast Man GIF while you were talking, and I was like, that ass. Damn. Sorry, Swole SpongeBob.
Oh my God. That... I don't... I'm... How did I get so horny looking at a cartoon?
Is that all the gays from the 90s because of Powdered Toast Man?
And
Kyle, are you okay?
Oh, and Johnny Bravo. Johnny Bravo was also some reason that I was like...
Oh, yes. Oh, my God, yes.
Except he had a tiny hiney. He had very broad shoulders.
That's what I was looking at. The broad shoulders.
Boys, now that we have fucked, married, and killed our way through these buff men, I think I hear the music coming back on.
Ooh, yeah, I hear it too.
Oh, thank goodness. It's time to go.
So thank you guys for joining us for yet another lunch break at the Beards Sundries Market. We're happy to have you. We hope to see you next week. In the meantime, feel free to reach out to us. The email is beardsandsundries@gmail.com or call our hotline at 405-999-2242.
Or take your time to get on our TikTok or our Instagram or our Facebook and send us a message or interact with us because we want to hear from you.
Or rate and review us 5 stars and leave a review because that's so helpful to us.
Because 5 stars will make us so hot.
Oh, and I need to be hot in these cold winter months.
Because hot cocoa just won't do it, but 5 stars will.
5 stars will get me hot. Thank you guys again for joining us for yet another episode of Beards and Sundries. We hope to see you next Sunday. In the meantime,
We loved having you in the break room just as usual.
we love you so much. Thank you for joining us, and take care of yourselves. And as always,
Love yourself.